Chapter 46. Alex was no longer working and hiding in the house waiting for Matt to call, but she was still having a hard time. After the first visit to Rebecca and JV, she realized that staying home and waiting to hear from Matt wasn't helping her state of mind. But she knew most people wouldn't understand why she missed him so much after only being together for a few weeks. She'd never had an extremely active social life, but it had become even less. Now she got up every morning and took care of the animals, did whatever had to be done on the ranch that day, then after showering she'd head over to the Con and Karen's place. She knew they understood what she was dealing with, even if no one there had been through exactly what she was going through. But she wasn't just going to be with someone who understood. She was doing her best to distract Rebecca from the fact that she was still stuck in bed. That wasn't all, though she was also helping with some of the things that Rebecca would normally handle, like making sure dinner was on the table. The guys were perfectly capable and often cooked for her, but Rebecca felt better when they didn't have to, so Alex was filling in along with JV. "How come you're not in with the Karen?" Bobby asked as he came in the back door late one afternoon. "I talked her into taking a nap." Alex kept chopping vegetables on the island. "How'd you manage that?" He lifted one brow at her, as if he knew how difficult it was to get the other woman to do something she didn't want to. "He probably did. I told her if she didn't take a nap, then you guys were going to starve tonight, because no one would be around to cook for you. 'Cause I wasn't leaving her unless she was going to sleep." Bobby chuckled. "Where's JV?" He looked around as if expecting to see her. He probably was, she was always nearby. "She and Steve went into town. He said they needed supplies, she said she was going to get the groceries they need while they were there." Alex shrugged one shoulder. "I told them I could handle things around here this evening, though I assume his being gone is why you're here?" She looked up at him. "Yeah," he said with a half smile. "I just didn't know JV had gone with him." "No problem." She scraped the cutting board into the pot on the stove. "Can I get you anything?" "Nah, I'm good." He went to the cabinet, got down a glass and filled it. "You know, I could have made dinner. It wouldn't be the first time." "I know, but someone," she tilted her head towards the bedroom where Rebecca was, "likes to feel like you guys are taken care of, even if she's not able to do the caring. She's gonna make a good mama." He shook his head. "She already does, to the whole clan." She kept working. "That's the truth." He fell silent, but she felt his eyes on her. "Hey, I meant to say it earlier. I'm sorry about the bear. I tried but I couldn't get a clear shot at him." Surprised by the guilt in his voice, she turned and faced him. "I don't blame you. I'm the one who jumped down in front of his hideout and startled him. If there's anyone to blame, it's me. Still, you shouldn't have been hurt like that." His eyes dropped to her abdomen. She knew he wasn't hitting on her but thinking about how much damage she'd sustained, and the gaping wounds. "I healed." She pulled the hem of her shirt up to show him the silvery white scars over her lower ribs. She knew in time they'd disappear completely, but that would be a while. And while it wasn't pleasant, it hurt like hell, it wasn't a total waste either. "It made Matt rush down and be with me, and for that, I'd do it again." She fell silent, dropped her shirt and went back to work. He'd been gone a week, and she was having a hard time sleeping alone. She lived for his calls every day. Bobby's chuckle made her look over at him. He was watching her and shaking his head. "You're as gone as JV and Rebecca. And the guys are just whipped." She watched him out of the corner of her eye. She'd worked with him some, but didn't know much about Bobby. "You're not mated, I take it?" she couldn't help from asking. "Nope," he said, sounding happy about it. "Dating?" She did her best to sound casual. Bobby was not unattractive, but nearly the polar opposite of Matt. He was maybe 5 feet 7 inches, which was only an inch or two taller than she was. He was fit, but bulky where Matt was slender. "No one serious?" he snorted. "Why the sudden interest? You planning on jilting Matt for me?" JV might not take that too well, the shaku either. "No." She continued to stir the pot on the stovetop. "I just realized I don't know much about you, and thought I'd try to get to know you better. You started it with the comment about the guys being whipped." She set the spoon aside and went to the fridge to get something. "It made me realize you've not had anything similar, or you might not put it that way." "Nope, never, and not sure I want it from what I've seen." "What?" She looked over at him for a second before turning back to what she was doing. Two people who have found their other halves and are willing to do almost anything to keep them happy and safe. "Yeah, whipped?" She shook her head. He would understand when he found his mate that it wasn't whipped. There were no commands and obeying involved, it was that they wanted to please each other or keep each other safe. Her heart ached again as she thought about Matt and missed him all over again. How was she going to survive a month or two of this?